So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called The American Friend, 1977. I'm giving this 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was pretty decent. Noir. And I'm not a big fan of Wim Wenders, but this is the best movie of his that I've seen so far. Only seen 3 of his movies, and both of them were pretty tame, but this one has a great scene on the train, a lot of plot twists, and a great ending. And the dude's wife has hairy armpits. The build-up is a little slow. I didn't care for the first hour or so, but the payoff was worth it. This is supposed to be a Wim Wenders masterpiece, but I saw one of his other masterpieces recently, so-called masterpieces. That wasn't that great. And yeah, pretty decent noir. He even put Samuel Fuller in this. I guess he was trying to pull a Godard, but he also put 5 other directors in it as actors as well. So kind of interesting there. So it's about this German dude living in Hamburg in this really one of these high-rise apartment buildings that Godard doesn't like. And his son can't sleep because he hears trucks going by. And his wife drives a VW Bug, like my mom used to do back in the 70s. Kind of interesting. My mom's half German too. Anyways, it's got a mixture of German, French, and English languages in this movie. And the original title was in German. Anyways, so this guy's got some kind of blood disease. He thinks he's going to die soon. So Dennis Hopper and this gangster Frenchy dude, they convince him to be a hitman, even though he has no experience, which is kind of odd. But they say he'd be a least likely suspect if nobody knows who he is. It kind of makes sense, I guess. So he shoots a guy on the train escalator, and they trick him into thinking that he's going to die soon. They give him a fake medical report so that he'll do another hit after that to provide a little nest egg for his family or something before he dies. And they fake the medical report to make it look like he's going to die any minute. And it's kind of ironic when you think about it, but I don't want to spoil the ending. So Dennis Hopper helps him do the second murder on the train. He's supposed to shoot the guy, but doesn't work that way. They end up strangling him and throwing him off the train along with his bodyguard. And it's supposed to be set up so that the second murder is supposed to be like a payback for the first murder, something like that. I couldn't quite follow, but maybe I wasn't paying attention. Anyways, Dennis Hopper snitches on the Frenchie um, mafia dude. Frenchie mafia dude gets his house blown up and comes after the German dude. German dude admits that both of them were there at the crime scene during the second murder. And then then he calls up Dennis Hopper, tells him that he doesn't know what to do, so they end up doing a stakeout at Dennis Hopper's house, which looks like some kind of ancient Greek or Roman architecture. It's really weird looking, and Dennis Hopper, they end up killing one guy, and actually two guys that are in some ambulance. I couldn't figure out why the other guy was all bandaged up, but he tries to prevent the Frenchie mobster guy from escaping, and the guy ends up running away. And that's pretty much the movie. Lots of boring, banal scenes during the first hour. I'd say skip first hour, fast forward to the second hour. It's a 2-hour movie. It's quite long, but I suspect the director wanted to he was doing a film adaptation of a book, which doesn't really make sense. I mean, the book is much more detailed, but I guess he wanted to make it as long as possible because it was based on the book, and he wanted to get as much detail as possible, I'm guessing, which is pretty cool. I think if the movie had just been the second hour, I would have liked it better, though, just because I know he has to do some kind of build-up, but that was just too much for me. And I know some people are bored by this movie, but I didn't really appreciate the reference to pop music and the Beatles and stuff. Dennis Hopper even goes so far to say that he's going to bring the Beatles back to Hamburg. Doesn't make sense. I guess he was being facetious there. But anyways, kind of an interesting Dennis Hopper flick before he did Blue Velvet. Which is a great flick, but it's kind of interesting to see Dennis Hopper speak German very poorly. And I used to speak German when I was in grade school, but the kids called me Kraut, so I stopped speaking it. Now I don't remember any of it. But honestly, watching this movie kind of brought back little memories of my mother and my grandmother. So there's that, and now I'm watching the Joe Schmo show, which I'm not looking forward to. I heard about it from a bulletin board that was affiliated with Barry J. Gillis, the Canadian Canucksploitation director. So I guess I'll watch that, and hopefully I can get to Roseland on Sunday. My son doesn't have any Sunday school or church activity in the morning, so that should help me reach my goal of seeing Roseland. Fortunately, I don't have the second Joe Schmo show disc. I don't know if I'll get it tomorrow, but we'll see. That's the end of my review. Laters.